Much better. Come on, lighting. Eyeliner ain't seen my face today, y'all. I ain't seen the earring or nothing. This is Coach Shani coming to you guys with a channel message because we said we gonna do them. If I got the gift, I better go share it. Okay, you don't use it, you'll lose it. What you do with your talents, baby. I have to tell myself that like I tell others, right? Today is 9/11. 9. My condolences to anyone who has lost anybody during the Twin Towers, New York 9/11. Um, it's important that you give a moment to the spirits, the guys that watch over you daily. Not just on certain days, but daily. If you believe they're there at all, you do this daily, okay? So y'all know I'm pretty informal. It's pretty late at night, and this is free. So here we go. Okay? I'm Coach Shani, your certified relationship coach in all things spiritual, okay? Click the link in my bio if you'd like to book any readings, get any e-guides, e-guides. They're all in my link in my bio to my Stan.Store, which is also in the description here. On my live videos, you'll see, or long videos, you'll see them in the description. I know we haven't gotten rolling with the collective rolling in from the algorithm yet, but I'm going to go ahead and get started on this message. I won't spend too much time up front on this. However, I did get this channel message from Spirit, and I do kind of want to, y'all, I've been seeing a lot of Scorpio energy, a lot of reset, ending cycles, closing things out, and we done got through it. That's what these portals was about. The lunar eclipse on 9/7. The year is 2025, which equals a 9 if you add up 4, 2, 2, and 5, right? So it's a 9 year. We're ending cycles, closing things out. So we just had a blood moon lunar eclipse on Sunday. That was a portal activator. 9/9, portal was open. And then 9/11, you crossed over into this new life. You've let go, and if you can't take things through a doorway. You got to see yourself walking through a doorway. Not with everybody you know, everything you have. You got to be willing to walk through these doorways by yourself. When you go through these spiritual journeys and ascensions, you don't know what's in somebody else's head. You do not know what's in their head. You cannot take everybody with you every time you go through something in life and move on to bigger and better. Um, you know, sometimes it's just you in that season. Hey everybody, welcome to the live. I'm Coach Shani, your certified relationship coach and all things spiritual. Everything for me to book me, get my information details is in the description. I'm doing a channel message, and this one today is called Muscle Memory. And you're starting from experience. So muscle memory is when you might have worked out for a period of time, a long period of time. I'm talking about years, and you can snap back quickly. And so I tell people I kind of I take advantage of that a little too much because I know for most of my life I had rode bikes, jumped double dutch. What else did I do? I walked a lot. A teenager growing up in the city. Excuse me. And then I also danced throughout high school. I was in dance most of my life. I danced every weekend. I would go out. I would go out to the skate rink and dance in the party room. I went to athletic academy for middle school. Thank you so much, G. Thank you, and I want to get this message out, y'all. So I had an athletic youth confirmation. He needs to just come on my live instead of messaging me. And I want to come off here because I'm doing this channel message. Somebody needs this message. I know. Urgency, 911. Today is 911. So you might have been seeing this angel number in different places. You keep seeing 911 somewhere. This is it. This is it. Today is 911 in a 9 year. And so I was very athletic my entire life. Dancing. Athletic academy, always outside. I was raised on the north side of St. Louis, so I was always outside. We was the kids, we come in when the street lights come on. My mama didn't know where we was at all day. We was with our friends. Don't ask about our business. We won't ask what you was doing at the house. Okay? We was them kids. We was millennials. Millennials and Gen Xers know this. You be outside with no cell phone. You drink out the water hose. You do what you gotta do. You just don't go back in the house. You might get stuck in the house. Everybody outside. So, growing up in the city was fun. It was dangerous, but it was so fun. One time a crackhead stole my sister's bike off the porch and we were all sitting across the street and we had to run across the street. You will stay in shape. We had to run across the street. We almost had him. She had her hand on the bicycle seat and he was pedaling hard down that street. He got away. He got away. Got away. Mark Westfield, 67. Is that what the number you've been seeing? Hi, Mark. Hi, Hannah. Hi, Freeze. And so I'm doing this channel message for 9/11. I'm going to get this out, and we got 11 people on. Y'all double tap the screen to like the live because that like gets me in the algorithm. If you haven't subscribed to me, go ahead and subscribe to me. I'm putting out a lot of content. It's going to get even better. I got some more stuff rolling out, even a podcast. So, you'll get all things shiny, but I do a lot of spiritual messages. Okay, so my mod is not on here. He will get you. He will get you. Oh, he will get you. Anyway, so I just said my mod ain't on here. We got some comments. 17 people. Okay, that's what's up. I see 11. Y'all double tap the screen if you watching on your phone. That'll like the live. It'll add a like to the live because we should have more likes than this. And I'm doing this channel message for 9/11 about muscle memory and starting from experience. So muscle memory is where you built up all of this muscle. Your body just knows to function this way. It's like, I know what to do. I can snap back quick. And so you might get out of shape. And the minute you start going to the gym for 2 weeks or something like that, all of a sudden you back in shape in no time. Your metabolism kicks in like, oh, I remember this program. We've done this plenty of times before. We've done this over and over again. We've done this most of our life. So you've built up a core layer of muscle and your muscles snap back and they respond quickly to those movements. Like, oh, I remember how to lift weights. I remember how to do this. Your body can almost do it in your sleep or on autopilot. You probably have worked out so much in your life that you find yourself just mimicking movements. If you standing around bored for a moment, you end up doing what your muscle got used to doing. It will repeat itself. It's mindless. A muscle is mindless. It'll just store memory and it'll keep doing what it's been doing, right? And so Spirit was giving me that when it comes to life, you have built up muscle memory. You have done so many things over and over again. You've paid the bills every month over and over again. You've gone to work every day over and over again. You managed a budget over and over again. You've gone out and bought car after car after car. You've had to go sign leases. You signed closing papers to purchase property. You've gone to the bank at one point in your life, maybe even to do a wire transfer. The first time I did a wire transfer from one of my accounts to my other accounts to pay off my BMW, because it was over $10,000. They said, no, you can't just make that payment online. You got to go in the bank and do a wire transfer. Baby, they treat you different. They call you Miss, Ms. and Mr. on that day at the bank. You ain't got to wait in line. Oh, step right in here. You got to do a wire transfer. So you do stuff like that. Who is Christopher? Can we get him off my live? I hate when people come in here just acting weird. And we're going to keep going because we don't acknowledge nothing we don't like, right? So, and people don't have to be here. I recommend y'all block me. Anyway, so thank you for liking the live, Sullivan Man. So basically, you've done so many things in life that if you've had to hit the reset button in the past few years, this is for the chosen who have gone through their dark night of the soul, or you in the midst of it, or you've had to come out, you've had the trials of Job, you've lost everything. At some point you had to rebuild, and maybe you kept trying to rebuild and you've hit a wall. You were still going through that period of time and it just wasn't time yet. And so maybe all the time you thought, this is my time to get back up again. This is my time to get back up again. Surely I can get a car when I get my taxes. Surely I can do this when I get that. Like, things have been rough for people. And so Spirit was saying, no, it wasn't time yet. You still had some more things you had to see about the people around you in relationship to yourself, in terms of you have to take all of this into account, that these are energies you got to leave behind, right? The energy of a person that'll talk behind your back, the energy from people that'll allow it. You need to see it and feel it. It needs to be at a deep level of betrayal, so you don't ever go back and touch that hot stove again. Make you a mod. I thought you were. Here we go. Okay. I made you a super moderator. Hi Deborah, how you doing? You a Leo. That's what's up. And so Spirit was saying you got all these years of doing things a certain way, and you might have had to hit that reset button, but instinctively you haven't forgotten. You got core memories that are gonna, you've already built a foundation. So building up muscle memory, all those years of playing outside and doing all this, I know when I go back to the gym for 2 weeks consistently, I snap back and I play with it. When I'm ready to lose this weight, get all of it off, I'm gonna do it. The real struggle with losing weight is at the table. Once you can pull away from the table, you good. Or control what you eat at the table, you great. You great at that point. So it's less working out, it's more something else. And so Spirit said it was less about you having all these things and more about you having the knowledge and information you needed to move forward in life. You were going to have the money. You're going to have the car. You're going to have the house. You're going to have the land, the businesses, everything. You're going to be restored. I'm going to give you all the material stuff. But do you get the point? Do you really get the point? Do you understand what I'm trying to show you in this season? Do you understand who's around you? Do you understand what's going on? Do you understand why you were crying out to me for help in 2018? Because everything about your life just seemed wrong. Like something wasn't right. Why are you having such a hard time with money? You make a lot of money and having a hard time with money. You love on your kids and you stayed home to work from home to take care of your kids. You're having problems with the kids. And it's not that the kids are giving you problems. It's a problem with the other parents. It's like a tug of war. But all the responsibility gonna be on you. So it's like you having all these problems in different areas. Nothing was settled. Everything just felt like a problem everywhere you turned. And it's like, what is going on? To the point where, y'all, I had to stop in my own life. I had to stop and be like, what's going on? I literally had to take a time out in my bedroom in 2018 in Maryland Heights, Missouri, as a divorced mom. At that time, I had been divorced for 3 years, separated for 5, and now it's been 10. Y'all, I had to stop. Like, this ain't my life. This is not my life. I do not resonate with all the things that are happening at work. I don't resonate with all the things and the strife that I'm going through with my kids' fathers. I don't resonate with all this family drama. I do not resonate with all the fake friends. I do not resonate with the messed up dating situations, flaky men. This is not my life. I'm meant to have a good life, and I knew in that moment that abundance was my birthright. And I called out. I said, this ain't right. Time out. Time out. Abundance is my birthright. What is going on right now? Because it's too much. There's a problem in every area of my life. What's going on? At that moment, I was a spiritual being having a human experience. I wasn't just down here like, oh, whatever. This how life goes. I instinctively knew, decisively at that moment, this ain't right. I felt something was extremely wrong. And I talked to God about it. And I said, hey, what's going on? Like, I literally had a timeout. This ain't my life. Area of my life, it's like, oh, I finally got your attention. Finally got your attention. And so the great reset happened for me. And it might have happened for many of you. Once you call it out, you got to address it. The way it gets addressed, trials of Job. You could lose things like Ruth lost things. You can have hardships starting off in life like Esther did. And, have to be raised in unconventional Situations with relatives, you might have had it a lot of different ways. You might have been stripped from the beginning or stripped somewhere in the middle, but you got stripped down until you paid attention. You were never meant to be without the material things. You were only meant to have the lessons so that you can keep the material things when they were restored to you, because you were missing the point. You're around a lot of snakes. You're around so many snakes. I can't give you this stuff. You're going to have to get rid of them, or you're going to constantly stay in that same cycle. It is not going to change. Until things change around you, your life going to stay the same. It's going to be the same men that try to come leech off of you, live with you. It's going to be the same strife with the kids' dads. They mad you don't want them. So they make you have a hard time as a single mom. They going to even work together sometimes. You know, back in the day, we had a lot of problems. We can get along now, but baby, it was not easy. You're going to always have the same family drama until you stop bending over backwards. I'm going to take you through a journey from your wilderness where you crying out into your promised land. I'm going to have to strip you all this nice stuff you got. You know how to do hair and nails. I taught you some things, so you ain't going to look like what you going through. I ain't trying to make you look bad. I'm trying to show you something. And if I don't put you in a vulnerable position, people ain't going to believe. People ain't going to believe that this is true. Like that I'm working in you. Thank you so much, Lunchbox. Thank you very much for the. Tonight I just feel like it needed to come out. It needed to come out. Spirit been on me about telling my story. Tell your story. I may not look like what I've been through because I'm naturally picky. I'm not a meat eater. That keeps my skin clear, y'all. Not eating meat will keep your skin clear. All I drink is water. I had blood clots in my lungs in 2014, a year after the divorce. And so I drink a ton of water. It keeps my skin clear. It makes my hair grow fast. I know how to do hair since I was 12. I was sitting in the shop watching my aunt do hair so I can wait and shampoo heads and get my hair done for free when I was a young teenager or preteen. So I picked up some skills. I watched my nail tech do nails to the point where I know how to do nails. I know how to keep myself up. And I've had this foundation already laid. So when God said, I'm going to strip you so you can be vulnerable to the people I'm trying to show you, I'm trying to reveal something about them to you. But in the process, hey Mose Mamie, how you doing? Thank you. I'm trying to make you vulnerable. I'm trying to present you as a lamb, as a sacrifice. I was being sacrificed. I had to sacrifice. You got to be a sacrificial lamb to be allowed into spaces up close and personal. When you are no longer seen as a threat, they'll accept you because now they can look down on you. So Spirit told me, you still get up, you fix yourself up every day, and you look how you look. You know how to dress. You've had money. You've had 2 closets full of clothes. You've had all the things as a single woman, right? You bought your first house at 26 as a single woman, a single mom. Finished college as a single mom, got all the new cars, all the new this. You did it all by yourself this whole time. You did it all by yourself this whole time. You built businesses with your ex-husband. You took the lead. You did a lot of things. You know what to do. So when I strip you, and you guys, when you learn in life, when God strip you and you get to see who people really are, that you kept close, that you kept helping, you kept taking care of, that you kept loving on, kept getting kicked in the gut, stabbed in the back, and you just kept showing up being nice. It's just your spirit. It's just your heart. God will strip you and make you a sacrificial lamb, and you're going to go like the ghost of Christmas past and stuff like that on them shows. I'm going to take you into this house, and you're going to see what people really think about you. They going to talk about you for living in the basement. They going to talk about you. They going to lie about you behind your back, and you're going to see how nobody defended you, and it still came back to bite them people in the butt. But you understand what I'm saying? So when you get stripped and God is allowing you to be a sacrifice in your own journey, and people going to look at you like, I don't think God is in it. I think that's just you. You messed up your life. and everybody want to start saying God this, God that. But what's between you and your higher self, God, the universe, whoever you pray to, don't nobody know but you. Don't nobody know but you. God ain't getting up on no podium. Hey everybody, I'm going to be working with Shanitra over the next 3 years. I'm going to strip her and show her the vision of where she's coming out of this too, but so she can understand why she had to go through it and release people, because everybody can't go into the promised land with her. So while she's looking all meek and stuff and passing through the lands from Texas to St. Louis, back to Texas to St. Louis to Atlanta, y'all, this was not a fucking group project. This was not no group project. When God work with you, it ain't no group project. It's you going through, and can't nobody save you from it. You're gonna find out who your destiny helpers are. You're gonna learn how to be quiet and listen. Be quiet and receive help. I was so tough. I've been working since I was 15. I was so tough. I had so many walls up from just knowing how to get out here and take care of myself. Catch the bus. Grew up in the city. Catch the bus. Go make some shake. So I finally got me a cash car. Single mom in college, right? Make some shake. Go make some motion. And that's survival mode, y'all. I don't think a lot of us realize how we spent most of our lives and built a life in survival mode to the point where we were okay. We just didn't even know how to like relax and like fall into a soft place and be vulnerable no more. You know? So if y'all come in, make sure y'all subscribe, like the live. If any of this is resonating, I have to pour my heart out tonight. I wasn't even planning on doing this, but I just did some math earlier. I did some math that made me smile. I needed to do this math. I did some math that said, you all right? I did some math yesterday that said, wow, Shanitra, it's like God is just showing me these things. These things are coming to me. Go get a calculator. Go get this paper. Multiply your salary for 16 years at corporate before you left 3 years ago. Plus all the little outside stuff you was doing. I've already made my first million. I've already made $1 million. Do you understand what I'm saying? I've already made $1 million. Now, that time... that tied right into this lesson. Already, and I hadn't put that down here. Already made $1 million. I haven't even read the bullet points that I wrote down from the channel message, y'all. Already made $1 million. I've already made over $1 million. $1.6 something million in the past 18 years. Some people never make that. Okay? Some people never make that. So I was like, I wrote that down because you be feeling like, dang, I ain't got no money right now. You got enough. You got enough for where you at right now, right? You can't give a 5-year-old, a new car for their birthday. You got to wait till the 16th birthday, right? You got to give it out when it's time. You got your car keys on your path on your 16th birthday. You could be crying about it because they give them a little Hot Wheels. Give them a little Hot Wheels. Let them roll around the neighborhood on the sidewalk in it, right? You ready for Hot Wheels for your 5th birthday? You could probably get that nice little Malibu for your 16th. But baby, you can get that Corvette till you signing off on them papers. It's levels to this, right? It's levels to this. So Spirit said you're not gonna get everything all at once. Now, you probably cry out to me, I'll strip you and allow you to see things at a different level. Everybody stripping don't look the same. We cannot compare our journey to nobody else's because what we got to see is different from what they got to see. The family they were born into is different from the family you're born into. We all have different dynamics and different lessons. Some people went through this stripping with their children. So Spirit was going to have to give them a place to stay. He's going to have to keep us something, a 1-bedroom or this or that. And I've talked to people, they've had to stay on couches with their kids at people's houses and stuff like that. Multiple children even, but they've all reached out to me. And I help them. I give them a message and tell them I see how you're going to get into your next place. I told them, and that gave them hope, and they'll call me back. I've moved in, and it was exactly the way you said it. It was not conventional. This happened and it was just the way you said it. So baby, I could see everything for everybody. I'm like, God, what are you showing me for them? Can you do it? Can you do it for me? I'm all right, y'all. I'm more than all right. I am more than all right. In spirit, what's in your spirit finna manifest in your flesh, baby. You better know you rich. You better walk around. You feel like you just resonate with luxury. You don't even see your circumstances. Like, people be like, you living good. You could stay in the projects and be like, everybody's like, dang, your house nice. Your hair done, your kids clean, your house clean, your stuff nice in here. Y'all carry yourself different. Y'all ain't out there, you ain't out there twerking and the kids in the nasty house. You know, you carrying yourself according to what's in that spirit. And so spirit told me, y'all, you might have got stripped for a season. Learn the lesson. Come out of that season with loaded, locked and loaded, ready to go. Let's go. What we finna do. And hopefully some of y'all watching me that maybe got blocked on TikTok because y'all wouldn't support my content on TikTok. So I had to block people today. But for all are welcome here. I'll take these watch hours. Um I would say come out with them lessons ready to go. Sure of yourself. So sure of yourself, like, baby, I done did it before. I can do it again. Same guy right now. Same guy back then. Because you're a guy. You're a generator, operator, and destroyer of energy. You come up, I done went through something else, and I finna add that to the experience I already got. Your resume don't get deleted, baby. You add on. That's still you. You went through that rough patch. Now add on these lessons. Add on the new skills you got. Add on what you know about yourself. You made the cut, Solomon, man. You the MVP. If anybody gonna make it in these streets, it's you. I couldn't even bring my heart to block you, even if you didn't like my last 3 videos. I couldn't even do it. I wouldn't dare. Everybody else, it's such as life. Light work for me, Steve Montalban. Steve. Just to stick to the first name. But you see what I'm saying? So we can't look down on ourselves just because we went through a season. You got to give it back to the spiritual cause. What was the spiritual reason I went through this season of life? Wow. Grew up the car, had to watch out for me. Okay, and it be like that. Life is gonna teach you something. If you had a hard time, you learned major lessons. Now you can make major moves. Everybody don't know what you know. Excuse me. We be walking around thinking, oh, I should hide or cower or keep this to myself. No, that's gonna be the thing that separates you from everybody else. The thing that make your YouTube channel pop, the thing that make your community presence so strong is that you had it hard. It's like you walked through the fire and came out. Everybody like, dang. You don't know how many people were put in the same position as you that did not walk out. And did not walk out with their mind intact, did not walk out with a lesson, did not walk out armed and ready to do something with the information that they received in that fire, the refinement that reshaped you, that molded your life, that made you something else, that made you a beast. Can't nobody take that from you. Can't nobody take away how you felt, what you saw, what was real. That is liquid gold. That is your TED Talk. That's your book. That's your podcast. That's your YouTube channel. Everybody. Everybody ain't go through what you went through. So when you get through it, wow, my story was hard. Let me go help somebody else. I just made it out of a burning building. Let me go teach people what to do if they ever get stuck in one. You ain't got to be the person to go get people out of them, but you can be the person to tell them how you got out so they don't get stuck in one. You can go teach. There's a few of us that go through hardships so that we can go teach. If we just come down with all this divine wisdom and knowledge, and I just know from my etherical spirit, people look like, get out of my face. It's a select group of people that ain't gonna listen to you. You don't know their struggle. You don't know their struggle, they not gonna listen to you. You grew up in the hood, you better that street cred. While we don't call it that, that's what it is. You have no credibility. Where are your credentials, sir? And so you got to be about that. So foundation has already been built over time. So neglected for any reason, right? And it could have been neglected. So all the time that you got built up to the frustration, my frustration in 2018, I was not tending to myself. And that's why I had to have my great reset to pay attention. To pay attention and to see things for what they were, and take off them rose-colored glasses. So that was the neglect. I was not looking into the spirit of things. I was very surface level survival mode, working, paying for things. I was too far into my masculine energy. I had to come back over to my spiritual side, my divine feminine. Attitude, I can come back to this later or whenever I want. So you kept getting the tugs or nudges from spirit to be like, hey, let's sit down and work on this. You keep running from it. One day it's time to get back to the business of it, and you're afraid to start it again. So you feel like too much time has passed since that last nudge. It's 5 years later. You like, I can't do it now. Why not? Now's the time. I don't care how old you are. You don't want life to. You don't want the sun to set on that task. The sunset of life. Sunrise and sunset, and you still didn't get it done. Everybody reading your obituary. It'll be passed down to your grandkids to do. It goes better than expected. I ain't put my ED on her. I'm a stickler about that. It actually goes better than you expected. Y'all, once I finally got on with it, I kept saying, okay, I'm gonna start later. Let me go out on one more date. We'll call it a date. Let me go out on one more date. Let me go out in the streets just a little bit more longer. Let me go be a heathen a lot longer. I don't want to. Yeah. I know you want me to stop doing it. Nope, you're going to Dallas. There's a rehabilitation program for people like you who want to be in these streets. It's called your North Node, and you're gonna go rub up against it. You're gonna get refined in the fire. And Dallas, baby, it wasn't for the weak, baby. Wasn't for the weak. But it actually went better than I imagined, because I really, through the stripping, I saw myself. I saw myself as an entrepreneur for the first time. Because when I did MLMs back in the day, I didn't feel like an entrepreneur. But when I did life insurance, I felt like an entrepreneur. When I was linked up with people hosting events, I felt like an entrepreneur. And I was in a big city doing it. I felt like, oh, let me get my piece of the pie. Somebody else wanted my piece of the pie too. So MLMs didn't work out with me. Your upline can just do whatever they want. And I experienced that in multiple offices. So people be feeling like, why are they still talking about me? Nigga, you ain't the only crook out here. I'm talking about somebody else too. But it will rock you to the point where you could end up homeless dealing with an MLM. They could take your rent money. They can strip you of your team. They can run your whole team out the office. And if that's your way you eat, people can make you homeless if you have corruption around you in an MLM. My eyes got open to that, y'all. If I ever tell y'all my story. People can strip you, rob you of your team, break you all the way down. No consequences until spirit get that ass. Okay? But it'll all fall apart so it can all work out. And it'll be better than you expected. Trust and believe. You be like, why is the ops doing good in life? Spirit will let everybody get high up enough on the pedestal so the world can watch them fall. It wasn't enough people watching it first. Stay tuned. Okay. You're not starting over. You're starting from experience. Okay. You not already made your first million. What you gonna do now? How you finna get the next? How you gonna get your next million? Because you not starting over. You starting from experience. You can pre-sale the copy of my book Experience. It will be out early fall because baby, some about over. But the book is y'all finna have the book. So this fall I plan to have it in fully published. So you're not starting over, you're starting from experience. How am I gonna get my next million? Tell yourself that. I don't care how much you done made. I don't care if you done made $200,000 over the past 30 years. Okay? Ask yourself, because this all that matter at this point. It don't matter if you done made 50 cents your whole life. How am I gonna get my next million? Abundance is my birthright. So how is my next million coming? And I'm open to receive in every way possible for me to get that, except for some illegal stuff. Don't do it. Don't be out here scamming. Shawnee, you said no. I didn't tell you to do that. I did not. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Get it accept receive legally. Don't be money laundering. Don't be committing no white collar crimes. The feds ain't as bad as the maximum security penitentiary, I heard. But don't be out here doing that. Get it the right way. If you living right, then get it how you live. If you ain't living right, go on and wash that money up and flip it over and get some good karma coming in. Open up some housing units. Do something for mental health. Do something to get the kids off the street. Feed people. Create a system. Right? Create a system. Start some temporary housing to get people on their feet. Actually have somebody volunteering to help them get in there and find out what they need to hit that reset button on life. They need help with their credit. They need steady cash flow. They need help with a job resume. They need basic life skills nobody taught them. And you can have people coming to volunteer and teach them that. And have your housing be a starting ground for them to get stable until they can, get knocked the NACA program and get their own first house. Or go move on. And ask them to always pay it forward and mentor the people around them. Always take in somebody in your community and teach them the ropes. Because that's how we going to get up out of this. We ain't going to get up out of this no other way. It's going to be through the barter system, community gardens, people being roommates, family economics. Get some land. Let your family build houses on the land. I ain't say move them in your house because, baby, I would not do that. I personally would not do that. You might have a different kind of family. I don't know. But even on the same land might be a little bit of an issue. Everybody, we got too many chiefs in our family. It's my land. It's my land. Yeah, somebody. Why you always trying to say I went to the Ivy League so bad? And so I know I have been a great mentor. I have been a great mentor. I will continue to be a great mentor. And the way I get people, since that crowd in 2018, young women, when I was in life insurance, they would just come up to me in the office. It would be 20-year-olds. Because why? I had an affliction, an inner child wound with 20-year-old me. She switched her major from IT, from pre-med, from becoming a medical doctor. Switched her major one day from pre-med, exercise science, and that's why I talk so much about muscle memory. I was very athletic. I just didn't got fat. But I got muscle memory. That's why I got the shape I got from working out all these years. Everybody's like, you look like you a bodybuilder. They like gain weight or whatever because I built up muscle. So I know if I just be serious. Dark Night of Soul, you can lose no weight. There's too many life changes with the moving around. But I'm starting to get there. I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I did some math today. We got to talk. Before I go live on TikTok. I will say this. 20-year-old me switched her major from becoming a doctor to just picking something that made a lot of money and didn't have science. Because I had flunked out of biology, but I was partying a lot in my defense. Ain't that I wasn't smart, I just wasn't there. I wasn't in class. I was asleep 14 hours a day in the dorm. So I said, just give me someone with a lot of math, girl. I can't do no, we're not finna go that route. I said, what job pays 6 figures? IT is really good. This is back in 2000. That boy is born in 2002. This is back in 2001. Back in 2001, I was like, we'll make a lot of money besides a doctor. and, and they said, IT is a good field. It's starting to get better. Like, IT is an up and coming field. 2001. So I'm like, okay, my freshman year down, I'm into my sophomore year, I'm pregnant. I was finna be a mama. And I said, I'm not going to, excuse me, I'm not going to, I'm not going to go through my residency and all these tough classes and have my mama raise my son. I'm raising my own child. And that's what I said. I said I'm raising my own child. And for many reasons. You know, I saw what my sister went through with her kids. I saw a lot. But I'm one of those people. I'm very accountable to my things. If it's mine, it's mine. I'm taking care of it. You don't have to come take care of my stuff. I got this. You see what I'm saying? So I've always carried everything. So when I got to hit that reset button, I had to truly let go. And it was hard to just let go. Guys, like, I'm trying to pull this out of your hand and give you what you asked for. I'm trying to give you what you asked for. But I can't let go. I'm a mama. So, yeah, it was, y'all. I'm good now. I'm Gucci. Gucci. So, everybody's got what they want right now. Let's say that. Anyway, I just could not let go of things that I felt responsible for. And God said, you're not responsible for this anymore. You're not responsible to that degree, or you're not responsible in this season. I'm going to lift the burden for a moment. The responsibility. The burden of responsibility. You don't have to carry it alone. You're not the child's only parent. Well, I had to wait till one of them was 18. We knew that shit. But the younger one, you know, because circumstances, whatever, things worked out, y'all. But trust me, you're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience. Everything you've already done in life after you hit that reset button, you've had it hard for some years. This is my people who's had it hard, rough for a little while. You got experience. You're starting from experience. You already know how to go get a place to live. You already know how to get a car if you're coming up out of somebody else's stuff. You already know how to go make some money. You learn new ways of making money because you had to get creative during this time, right? You've learned to network and talk to people when you out. You find yourself talking to people more than you care to, and it led you to other opportunities. Continue to do that. Continue to do what worked well. You've learned more now. You saw life from a different vantage point. And it just gave you an advantage to see things in a different way. And it gave you an opportunity to move forward with some peace. You've cut out so much stuff that didn't belong in your life no more. I told you I couldn't let go of nothing. Especially relationships. I couldn't. And that's why you finna be a relationship coach. I couldn't let go of them relationships. And I had to let go of them relationships. Every relationship that you start off with, they not all lifetimers. They're not up close and personal. Everybody can't make it to the bedroom. You know how women get ready to go out? Your girlfriend, she can sit on the bed, have a drink, y'all talk, she helping you with your hair. Girl, you should wear this, you should wear that. You know, that type of stuff. Everybody can't come up there. You got some people that need to stand out there on the sidewalk and you will speak to them from your yard. Hey, girl, let me walk on out here to this gate. She ain't coming up in my yard or my house. Fellas, I know y'all the same way. It's some guys y'all associate with at the barbershop. But he ain't coming on the guys trip. He can't come to the bachelor party. You know, he ain't invited to the wedding. You talk to him at the barbershop. You know, it's levels to this. You recognize energy and spirits. Everybody can't go with you everywhere. It's family members that are like that too, y'all, and y'all don't want to believe it, but you gotta let people go and leave them where they belong. It's a season for that, a reason for it, and the lessons you learn will carry you through a lifetime with those lifetimers who were meant to be there. So, hi, who is this? Nids. I got on my glasses and squinting. What is going on? Nids to Nids Worlds. Welcome to the live. I'm just wrapping up this channel message. Y'all can catch it on the playback. I'm finna get ready to do my other live for about an hour. Got to go show my face all around the planet. Anybody used to be on Black Planet? What is it? Black Planet, then MySpace. MySpace has you being a dang a web developer, putting your own code in there to change your background. We had to be smart back in the day. You can't just press no. You got to know the code. You got to know which part of the code you can change the color. Maybe because I was an IT, I like stuff like that. Anyway, y'all, I like to keep my lessons as dark and as hard as they were. I don't look like what I've been through. I just pray. You have a good night too, honey. I just pray y'all learn something from the stuff that I bring to y'all through my stories and the spirit led messages that I'm prompted to talk about. It brings out my story. And so I know it's going to help somebody. And I'm here to tell it. Y'all ever need to talk, y'all can hit me up. All my information's in the bio. I love y'all. Be great on purpose.